The Secret Kingdom Under the Sea. Chapter 1. The Discovery. Anna was a young girl with a love for adventure. She loved to explore the ocean, swim with dolphins, and discover new things. One day, while diving, she stumbled upon a hidden entrance to a secret kingdom under the sea. She couldn't believe her eyes as she swam through the entrance and saw the most beautiful underwater castle she had ever seen. The castle was grand and magnificent, with towering turrets and sparkling jewels. The colors of the coral and sea plants were so vibrant, and the fish swam in such great numbers that she felt as though she had stepped into a different world. Anna was amazed by the sight and swam towards the castle. As she drew closer, she saw two regal-looking figures standing at the entrance. They were the king and queen of the underwater kingdom, and they welcomed Anna with open arms. "Welcome, Anna. We have been expecting you," said the queen with a warm smile. Anna was surprised by this greeting, as she had never met the king or queen before. "How do you know my name?" she asked. "We have been watching you for a while. We know how much you love to explore the ocean and discover new things. That's why we have something special to show you," replied the king. Anna couldn't believe her ears. What could be more special than this magical kingdom? She followed the king and queen into the castle and was immediately greeted by a grand feast in her honor. There were so many different creatures, including mermaids, dolphins, and seahorses. The food was unlike anything she had ever tasted, and the company was delightful. As Anna looked around, she felt grateful and amazed by the warm welcome she had received. She knew that this was just the beginning of her incredible adventure in the secret kingdom under the sea. Chapter 2. The Royal Welcome. Anna had never seen anything like the underwater kingdom before. Everywhere she looked, there were new and exciting creatures to discover. The mermaids were graceful and beautiful, and the dolphins were playful and friendly. The seahorses were elegant and delicate, and the sea plants were like nothing she had ever seen before. Anna spent the next few days exploring the kingdom and making new friends. She learned about the kingdom's history and culture, and she discovered that the underwater world was full of magic and wonder. One day, the king and queen invited Anna to a grand feast in her honor. The feast was held in a magnificent hall, filled with sparkling jewels and beautiful decorations. Anna was surprised by the royal treatment and felt honored to be in the presence of the king and queen. During the feast, Anna was introduced to many of the underwater creatures, and she made new friends. She was fascinated by the mermaids' beautiful voices and the dolphins' playful antics. The seahorses were elegant and graceful, and she even got to ride one. As the night wore on, the king and queen asked Anna about her life in the world above. Anna told them about her family, her friends, and her love for swimming and exploring the ocean. The king and queen listened intently, and they were fascinated by Anna's stories. After the feast, the king and queen took Anna on a tour of the castle. They showed her the grand ballroom, the throne room, and the library filled with ancient books. Anna was amazed by the castle's grandeur and beauty. As they walked, the king and queen told Anna about the different parts of the kingdom. They showed her the enchanted garden, where rare and exotic sea plants grew, and the underwater lagoon, which was home to a school of glittering fish. Anna was thrilled to learn about the different parts of the kingdom and couldn't wait to explore them all. She felt grateful for the royal welcome and knew that this was just the beginning of her amazing adventure in the secret kingdom under the sea. Chapter 3. The Enchanted Garden. The next day, the king and queen took Anna on a tour of the enchanted garden. The garden was a wonderland of color and beauty, filled with rare and exotic sea plants. As they walked through the garden, Anna noticed that the plants were glowing with a soft light. She had never seen anything like it before. "The plants in this garden are enchanted," said the queen. "They only grow in our kingdom and have magical properties." Anna was amazed by the enchanting garden and wanted to learn more about the magic that made it so special. As they walked, the queen pointed out different plants and explained their magical properties. They came across a plant that could heal wounds, a plant that could make you invisible, and a plant that could create a powerful force field. Anna was fascinated by the plants and wanted to learn more about their magical properties. The queen noticed Anna's interest and said, "If you're interested, we can teach you more about the magic of our kingdom. You have a special connection to the sea, and we think you would make a great addition to our kingdom." Anna was thrilled by the queen's offer and wanted to learn everything she could about the magic of the kingdom. Over the next few weeks, Anna studied with the royal mage, who taught her about the different kinds of magic in the kingdom. She learned about spells, enchantments, and how to use her own magic. Anna was a quick learner and soon became a powerful mage in her own right. She used her new skills to explore the kingdom even more, learning about the different sea creatures and discovering new parts of the kingdom. As Anna explored the kingdom, she realized that her love for adventure had led her to this magical place, and she was grateful for the opportunity to learn about the magic of the underwater world. She knew that this was only the beginning of her incredible journey in the secret kingdom under the sea. Chapter 4: The Search for the Lost Pearl. One day, the king and queen came to Anna with a serious problem. They told her that the kingdom's most valuable treasure, the lost pearl, had gone missing. The lost pearl was a rare and powerful object that was said to have the power to control the tides of the sea. Anna felt a rush of excitement and knew that this was a challenge that she was ready to take on. She asked the king and queen if she could help search for the pearl. The king and queen were overjoyed by Anna's offer and agreed to let her help. They explained that the pearl was last seen in the kingdom's ancient ruins, deep in the heart of the underwater mountains. Anna set out on her quest, determined to find the lost pearl. She swam deep into the underwater mountains, through dark and twisting tunnels. The journey was long and perilous, but Anna was determined to find the pearl and save the kingdom. As she swam, Anna encountered many challenges. She came across treacherous currents and dangerous sea creatures, but she persevered, using her newfound magic to overcome the obstacles. After many long hours, Anna finally arrived at the entrance to the ancient ruins. The ruins were dark and foreboding, and Anna could feel the power of the lost pearl emanating from deep inside. As she made her way through the ruins, Anna encountered more challenges. She came across traps and puzzles, all designed to keep intruders out. But Anna was smart and resourceful, and she managed to solve each puzzle and avoid each trap. As she progressed, the power of the lost pearl grew stronger. Finally, Anna arrived at the chamber where the lost pearl was kept. It was surrounded by a protective barrier, and Anna knew that she had to be careful. She used her magic to break the barrier and reached for the pearl. As she touched the pearl, she could feel the power coursing through her. She knew that the pearl was too powerful to be kept in one place and that it needed to be shared with the rest of the kingdom. Anna carefully took the pearl and made her way back to the kingdom, where the king and queen were waiting anxiously. They were overjoyed to see the lost pearl, and they praised Anna for her bravery and determination. They held a grand ceremony to celebrate Anna's accomplishment, and the pearl was put on display for all to see. Anna felt proud and honored to have saved the lost pearl, and she knew that she had become an important member of the secret kingdom under the sea. She knew that this was just the beginning of her incredible journey, and she looked forward to all the adventures that lay ahead. Chapter 5: The Threat of the Dark Sorceress. After the success of the Lost Pearl mission, Anna continued to explore the kingdom, learning more about its secrets and magic. But her peace was soon interrupted by a dark and ominous presence that threatened the entire kingdom. Rumors began to spread of a dark sorceress who was determined to take over the kingdom and rule with an iron fist. Her name was Malvina, and she was known to be the most powerful and evil sorceress in the entire underwater world. The king and queen were worried, and they knew that they needed to prepare for the inevitable attack. They called on Anna, who had proven herself to be a powerful mage, to help in the defense of the kingdom. Anna was more than willing to help, and she immediately set to work, training the kingdom's army in the art of magic. She showed them how to use spells and enchantments to defend themselves against Malvina's attacks. As the days passed, the threat of Malvina grew stronger. Her army of sea monsters and dark magic grew larger, and the kingdom was in grave danger. One day, Malvina's army launched an attack on the kingdom, and the battle was fierce. The kingdom's army fought bravely, but they were no match for Malvina's dark magic. Anna knew that they needed to do something drastic to turn the tide of the battle. She came up with a plan to use her magic to create a powerful force field around the kingdom, protecting it from Malvina's attacks. The king and queen were hesitant, but they trusted Anna's expertise, and they agreed to the plan. Anna used her magic to create the force field, and it worked perfectly. Malvina's attacks bounced off the force field, and the kingdom was safe. The battle raged on for many hours, but in the end, Malvina was defeated. The kingdom was saved, and Anna was hailed as a hero. She felt proud and honored to have saved the kingdom, and she knew that she had made a difference. She knew that the threat of evil was never far away, but she also knew that the people of the kingdom were strong and that they could overcome any challenge. Chapter 6: The Celebration. With the defeat of Malvina and the kingdom safe once again, the people of the underwater kingdom rejoiced. They threw a grand celebration in honor of Anna and the army, who had bravely defended their home. The streets were decorated with colorful banners and streamers, and the sounds of music and laughter filled the air. The people wore their finest clothes and feasted on the most delicious foods. Anna was the guest of honor, and she was showered with praise and admiration from the people. She blushed with embarrassment, but she also felt grateful for their kind words. The king and queen, who had been skeptical of Anna at first, were now her biggest supporters. They praised her for her bravery and her incredible magical abilities, and they asked her to be their advisor and protector. Anna was delighted and humbled by the offer, and she graciously accepted. She knew that she had found a new home and a new family in the underwater kingdom, and she was determined to protect it with all of her powers. As the celebration continued into the night, Anna felt a sense of belonging and contentment that she had never felt before. She was happy to have found a new purpose and a new place to call home. She knew that there would always be challenges and threats to the kingdom, but she was ready to face them head-on, with the help of the people she had grown to love and respect. As the night wore on, and the celebration began to wind down, Anna made a promise to herself. She promised to always be there for the kingdom, to protect it with her magic, and to help the people in any way she could. With that promise in her heart, Anna knew that she had found a new home and a new purpose, and she looked forward to the adventures and challenges that awaited her in the secret kingdom under the sea. Chapter 7: A New Adventure. As the days passed, Anna settled into her new role as the advisor and protector of the underwater kingdom. She spent her days exploring the kingdom, learning more about its magic and secrets, and training the army to defend against any threats that might come their way. She grew close to the king and queen, who treated her like a member of their family. And the people of the kingdom also embraced her, grateful for her protection and guidance. One day, while Anna was out exploring the kingdom, she stumbled upon an ancient temple hidden deep within the ocean floor. As she explored the temple, she discovered a scroll that contained a powerful spell. The spell promised to unlock the true potential of her magic, giving her the power to do things she had never even imagined possible. She knew that the spell was dangerous and that it could have unforeseen consequences, but she also knew that the kingdom was in danger and that she needed to do everything she could to protect it. Anna returned to the kingdom and shared the scroll with the king and queen. They were hesitant, but they also knew that Anna had proven herself to be wise and trustworthy. With their blessing, Anna began to study the spell, poring over ancient tomes and practicing her magic. It took her many months, but finally, she felt ready to cast the spell. As she stood before the king and queen, and the people of the kingdom, she recited the incantation, pouring all of her magical energy into the spell. And then, something incredible happened. A bright light erupted from Anna's hands, illuminating the entire kingdom. The light flowed through the water, cleansing it of all impurities and infusing it with a magical energy that seemed to pulse with life. The people of the kingdom gasped in amazement, awestruck by the power of Anna's magic. And Anna herself felt a sense of wonder and joy that she had never experienced before. She knew that the kingdom was now protected by a magical force that was stronger than anything she had ever known. And she knew that her adventures in the secret kingdom under the sea were far from over. With a sense of excitement and anticipation, Anna looked out over the kingdom, knowing that she had unlocked a new chapter in her life, and a new adventure was just beginning.